Thank you very much for giving this opportunity today. My name is Prem. I'm the director of Manahal Training Center in Bahrain. And we have our team here. Let me introduce you to our team. To my left is Ms. Priyanka. She is the marketing officer. And then we have Mr. Siddharth, Mr. Sachin, and Ms. Geisha. All of them are relationship officers working on health and safety programs. Today, we are here to share with you the growing importance of health and safety pertaining to the job market. Because we have seen Corona has devastated everyone globally. And what will come post-lockdown and what will be the new normals. For more than 100 years, people have not really worried about workplace health and safety. But today, whether be it a small organization or a big organization, everyone is concerned about health and safety, and it is more demanding that they have the right people to help them in achieving an effective health and safety management system. So that is what the future of the job market is going to be. There is more and more focus. Even though you have your specialization in your degree while you are doing your baccalaureate, but still these qualifications will help you get a job much faster and a better job, and that's what we are going to talk about. So before I go into details, I would like to share a presentation about MTC, and subsequently I will do a PowerPoint presentation showing the importance of health and safety in the job market and what kind of programs we are planning to enroll students. And subsequently, if there are any questions, we will have a forum in which we can address that.
I think that's okay. You can go ahead.
Thank you.
Dear friends, we all are facing an unusual and unprecedented situation due to the sudden emergence of the novel coronavirus. Our regular lifestyle and activities have been impacted upon and has resulted in most of us working from home or remotely. But let us remember, every dark cloud has a silver lining. So let this time, when we are confined to our homes, be best utilized to develop our careers and prepare for the future. Let's be innovative, think out of the box, and engage in productive activities to learn new skills. Post the COVID-19 crisis, new job roles will emerge, as most governments and organizations will emphasize on stringent health and safety standards along with hygiene and quality assurance. This will lead to creation of new job roles like health and safety officers, health and safety managers, health and safety coordinators, hygiene managers, safety supervisors, quality controllers, internal auditors, and lead auditors, to name a few of them. So, if you are already employed or seeking a new job, or if you wish to explore new job opportunities, make best use of this free time by spending only 2 to 3 hours every day to prepare and obtain an international certificate from the UK, Canada, or Europe while being at home. You must be thinking, how can I achieve an international certificate while being at home? How much will I be paying for it? How will I attend classes while at home? Will I be able to have flexible timings to do these courses? The answer to all your questions is yes, it is possible. We should remember the proverb, failing to plan is planning to fail. So all you need to do is to plan well for your career development and enhancement with MTC and look forward to a rewarding future for yourself. Manahal Training Center, referred to as MTC, is a leading training center offering internationally accredited programs certified by globally recognized awarding bodies like NIBOSH, IOSH, HIFE, PECB, NOCN, Institute of Imports and Exports, and other prominent awarding bodies from the UK, Europe, and Canada. MTC now brings to you internationally recognized short-term programs to your house using its state-of-the-art e-learning platform and virtual classrooms. MTC has trained more than 4,000 students successfully and have to their credit more than 400,000 training hours. Our research and development team have conducted extensive research to understand the demand for skills which employers will be seeking for when hiring a candidate in the coming days. The learning and development team at MTC have mapped the skills to relevant training programs and have prepared specialized modules suited for various positions like engineers, administrative staff, marketing staff, teaching staff, construction workers, covering almost all the sectors of employment. The international certification programs offered by MTC are recognized by most industries like construction, manufacturing, service industry, hospitality, schools and universities, retail activities, logistics, and warehouse and distribution. Enrollment to any of the programs offered by MTC is now available for learners through the e-learning platform. You would now be thinking, how can I enroll for these programs? Well, it's pretty simple. You could send us an email stating your interest to enroll for a program. We will connect you to our local partner in your country to enable you to complete the enrollment formalities. You would then be provided with your login credentials, course schedule, and the study material in the form of ebook and e-handouts. How much will it cost for me? Be rest assured, our programs are priced competitively and will depend on the selection of your course. Our local partner will assist you with further details about the various payment options. To get more information, please send us an email on the email address as specified at the end of this presentation. How will I study effectively while being at home? You would be a part of a class which will be virtual in nature, but studying together for 2 to 3 hours every day to complete the training program. You need to keep yourself focused and not be engaged with other activities during this duration of time. Our programs are designed to keep our learners engaged with the training programs and include assignments and activities to make the learning process more appealing and interesting. During the duration of your training, you would also have access to our online resources, which includes reference materials, mock exams, question papers for practice, and links to awarding bodies. You would also be a part of the discussion groups to clarify and submit your queries. Do I have the flexibility of studying during my free time? Yes, you surely do. If during the duration of the program you happen to be occupied with some other work and may miss a live training session, all you would need to do is log into the online library and you would be able to view the missed classes at a time suiting your convenience. The recordings would be available in the library for up to 24 hours after the class, thereby enabling you to catch up on the missed session. What kind of certification will I get? On successful completion of the course ending exams, you would be awarded with an internationally recognized certificate bearing credit points relevant to the study program. This certificate will be recognized as a part of your continued professional education. MTC welcomes you to the virtual learning programs to prepare yourself for the future. The Mtc E-Learning Platform has evolved to enable learners to have the experience of attending a live classroom training session on a virtual platform. Learners will be able to join the virtual classrooms using desktops, laptops, or mobile platforms and effectively communicate with the trainers and other learners who would be a part of the same classroom. Learners will have access to chat support and email support and will be able to assess their progress by way of online mock exams and reviews. They would also be provided feedback and support services by the trainers. Our trainers are qualified and certified industry experts, having trained learners from diverse backgrounds. They use the latest training techniques and technical tools to make the learning process interesting for all. Our team will be glad to provide you with more details regarding our various training programs. So do send us your queries to the email address as it appears on screen. Stay safe, prepare for the future.
So that's our email address, which is reachus@mtcbh.net.
All right. Thank you for that.
I hope that information was very useful. Like we were showing various programs which MTC is presently conducting. We have done more than 4,000 students. We have got them very good jobs as health and safety professions.
Yeah.
Today, the need of the hour is how to select the best programs out of all these awarding bodies we have and to make a package so that students, before having the job experience, how well they could be prepared for the job market. That's our challenge. So what we did a continuous research. We went to the industries, we went to manufacturing, construction, retail industries, which covers almost 70% of the business. And we asked them, what are you expecting from fresh graduates? What is that, what skill set you want them to have? Because most of the companies, when they want to offer a job, they say, do you have experience? Even though they know he is a fresher, that's become a regular question in interviews. Do you have any experience? How would you handle the job? How would you handle this? What can we expect from you? So we felt there is a gap, and that gap has been filled with these certificate programs. These are all mostly from UK, internationally recognized through regulatory authorities like Ofqual, SQA. These are very famous regulatory authorities throughout the world. They're recognized. So what would happen is anybody does this program, they can even apply for jobs anywhere in the world. So one of the small exercise I would like to ask the students to do is, after we finish this program, the presentation, they may have to go and Google themselves and find out what are the job opportunities for health and safety as on date. In fact, it is growing every day since the pandemic has really affected. Most organizations want professionals to handle this job. And that's what we are preparing our students for. So let me share with you a PowerPoint presentation explaining more in detail about the program outline so that the students can have a better idea about our program. Okay, so we want the students who take this program to stand out from the crowd to get the best job offers. And that's our vision. And how do you stand out? Like if there is a student who has done his bachelor in science, or maybe he has done his engineering, if he is going and attending an interview and there is another student who is also getting trained in various programs in health and safety, and he is also attending the same interview, we would want our student to be standing out with these additional qualifications. So you don't have to really attend a classroom training. We have made preparations for an excellent e-learning platform. So the e-learning platform has its own advantages. We will keep even the recording made available for 24 hours. So even if somebody misses out a class, they can always catch up before the next class. They can go and review the recordings. There is a library where you will be having a lot of study materials. And we will also have mock examinations preparing the students for the final exams. So these are valid international certificate. You can study from wherever you are. The exams are online exams. It's no more classroom exams. And flexible study hours, study at your time. So what would the student gain at the end of this program is they would get anywhere between 12 to 15 UK certificates, depending on the program which we will be providing to the individual. There are some students who have a fair amount of knowledge. For them, they would require 12 certificates, but there are some students who would require a little more preparation. They may require additional 3 certificates to be a part of this program. So as we said, post-lockdown, the situations will change. Several new jobs are emerging in health and safety. And then we also have to have proactive measures to prepare more and more resources in the market. And that is what is the aim of this particular program. They are globally recognized courses, level 2, level 3 programs. And if somebody wants to pursue for their further education, these have credit points, and that would always help them in the higher education. Now, who should attend? Any student who is from arts, science, administration, or engineering course, if they have this background, they can attend this course. And what kind of jobs they can expect when they complete this program? They can become health and safety officers, health and safety managers, health and safety coordinators, health and safety supervisors, hygiene managers, and infection prevention and control managers. These are the various jobs which are emerging, and we would want the students to be prepared for that. The total number of hours is only 250 hours, and this will be covered in 60 days. 3 hours of online training, and which will be guided learning. And in addition, we will also have some assignments, mock examination, breaks in between, because we can't have continuous classes, especially when it is online. So we'll have breaks, and The total number of hours is 250 hours. Transforming your workplace is what the theme of this program is. Because a lot of people go to work, but very few people are preparing themselves to become managers. And health and safety is such a profession where it plays a vital role in an organization, because they are talking about welfare of all the employees, including themselves. So when you are taking part in a role in providing welfare for all the employees, certainly you become very important in the management hierarchy. So this is the first stepping stone in which you can prove yourself to the management. And secondly, health and safety is a very critical activity in an organization. So whenever a health and safety professional is going to put his views, the management would immediately listen to him, because they know it could be something very critical also. So you have direct access in which you can put forth your recommendations to the management. Last year, before the corona, globally, there was about 2.68 billion euros, pounds, I think, which was the cost resulted in work-related injury and illness. This year, it's going to at least be 3 times more because of corona. When it is a responsibility of an employee to bring to work for the management, it is also the responsibility of the management to send him back home safely. And that's where we will play a vital role. What you should know, safety is expected in all jobs. Earlier, it was safety was only related to health and safety department, or OSH they call it. But today, safety is expected in every department, in every organization. It can be a warehouse, it can be an operations, it can be a manufacturing. Everyone has to keep their employees safe. And that's what the trend is. You should have self-awareness of various hazards and risks which will motivate employers. You become an asset to the organization, because being a health and safety professional, you are going to save a lot of costs for the organization. And if you are not there, then the organization may incur a lot of unnecessary expenses. You are solution oriented, and you are going to bring in the positive culture into an organization. So these are different jobs available, which with a health and safety background, you stand a better chance to get into these jobs. Inspectors, auditors, engineers, credit counselors, financial experts, all of them would require this particular qualification. Why you over others? Because you are meeting the employer's qualification. Apart from your degree, you are having an additional qualification. It proves to the employer that you are really focused and you want to always upgrade your skills. And that's what is demonstrated. And certainly with these kind of courses you have undertaken, you can deliver exceptional results. Additional skills and experience actually makes you stand out of the crowd. And this also shows that you are going to become a responsible person. Health and safety is basically to take care of people who are working. So that means that automatically makes you a responsible person. These are different kinds of jobs you can become tomorrow. You can become a safety manager, you can become a safety director, risk assessment manager, or you can even become a consultant. A consultant goes and gives his services and he gets paid for the services rendered. What are the benefits for the employers by having this health and safety program? Actually, the first thing is we say it is an asset to have health and safety professionals because they will prevent accidents. They will have proper controls and measures in place, which will help organization to minimize accidents and incidents. And if you are minimizing accident incidents, it also means that you are going to save a lot of costs, direct and indirect costs. In brief, when there is an accident, you may have to spend on medical treatment, you may have to spend on machinery damage, or it could be a property damage. These are direct costs. And indirect costs are something when it becomes public, when the accident is big and everybody comes to know about it, it gives bad reputation for the organization. The clients don't feel happy dealing with such an organization who don't have a proper health and safety control. And also the future business may get affected. So if you have a good health and safety system, that means the organization can perform better. The reputation will improve. And that is why you become a huge asset. You will become a real difference in the workplace, certainly, because you are going to handle more things responsibly now. You will have the knowledge, understanding, and skills to protect the health and safety of all workers, including the management. You will also be able to help your employer to comply with the legal law and good practice. You know, in every country there is a law, health and safety, occupational safety and health. There are clauses, there are articles written on law. So you will advise your organization how well they can be complying with the laws. And it will also help the organization avoid huge costs, as we discussed before. What is the benefit for a learner? Now we saw the employer, how is it going to benefit from this program? But as a learner, you will be able to know how to carry out a risk assessment in any organization. You will be very quickly recognize workplace changes and their impacts. If there are any changes, you will know how to look at it from the health and safety perspective. You will develop systems and emergency arrangements, which becomes a very critical part in an organization. You would also take part in investigations whenever there is an accident or an incident which happens. So your reports will be valued, and you will also help the employer check the effectiveness of their health and safety management system through various processes like monitoring, auditing, and review. So the new opportunity is going to give you good jobs, higher salaries, promising career. You will involve in decision making in an organization. So there is no better time to join than now. Nearly 95 people with Nibosh IGC are gainfully employed throughout the world. So that's a big success rate. This is the average salary which we researched from the internet, and we took the average salary which are available for health and safety professions. It starts with 1,724 USD to almost up to 5,500 USD, depending on the position you are applying for. Some of them may require little experience. These managerial positions may require experience. But these coordinators, executives, safety officers, these are all entry-level jobs. So for an entry-level job, you get somewhere anywhere between 2,000 to 4,000 USD, which is a very good opportunity for a fresher to take up a job. You always have to know safety comes and it starts with you. That's very important. Now, a lot of questions might be there. Why should an organization invest on health and safety? What is the guarantee that every organization will look at health and safety as an important role? Basically, there are three aspects to it: moral, legal, and financial. First, let me address the moral. The moral is basically it's a responsibility of the employer to ensure any person who is coming to work is provided proper facility, proper welfare, and he also reaches his house very safely. So right from the time he starts from his house until he reaches back to his house, it becomes a responsibility of the employer to ensure his well-being. The second thing is legal. In order to avoid going to the courts for not complying certain laws, a health and safety professional will be able to advise the management on the legal aspects. And financial, as we already had explained, financial, there are direct losses, indirect losses. You will help organizations save a lot of money. It's ideal for managers, supervisors, and anybody with health and safety management responsibility. So even if it's not students, if you are looking for doing a program, maybe somewhere you're already working, if you want to upgrade yourself, you can do these programs. The qualification is designed for anyone, and workers in any type of organization can obtain these certificates. And it is all from international professional study. Now, as we said, it's a 12 certificates from the UK, 60 days, 250 hours. The class will be 3 hours a day, online classes. So we will ensure there is breaks in between the 3 hours and people are having more comfort in grasping things. We also address clarifications of the students then and there. And in addition, I would like to say that we have a methodology called as progressive learning. Progressive learning is nothing but at every stage, after every element, we test the skill sets achieved by the learner. So if we feel that there is some more study to be put in, we can advise then and there instead of accumulating it for the final exam and making it find difficult. So progressive learning helps in a way where at every stage a person can be knowing where he is standing and what more effort he has to put, he or she has to put to improve. As I said, it's an online trainer-led program. We have flexible timings. You can choose any of the timings which are available. Actually, guided learning levels is about 155 hours. Break hours totally will be about 1 hour, like 15 minutes break every time after 45 minutes of study. And we also have the mock and final exams. You should have a basic secondary school education. That's a minimum requirement you need to have. But since you're all university students, you already have that. And it has to be in English. Of course, English is very well spoken there, and that should not be a problem. And most importantly, you all follow mostly the O level and A level, which should make your certificate program much easier because it's based on those levels. A learner should spend 5 hours, 3 hours in the class and 2 hours self-study. And it is only for 2 months. You invest your time and money in this program for 2 months, and rest of your life, you are going to have a better career. And that's what we have seen with most of our students. The learner shall attend the class. If they miss, they can always attend the online library, as we discussed before. So these are the various careers. I'm not getting into that. So what is the course consisting? What are these 12 certificates? 12 certificates comprises of leading awarding body in the world, which are like NIBOSH, IOSH, and HIFE from UK. NIBOSH is the best health and safety program which is available throughout the world and very well recognized. So we start with the NIBOSH level 2 health and safety at workplace. Then we train you in emergency first aid at work. You will be also in infection prevention and control, fire safety level 1 and 2, risk assessment and hazardous substances training, safe moving and manual handling, awareness in working at heights, awareness in confined space, how to do an accident and incident investigation, and finally a level 3 certificate from NIBOSH. So all of this will comprise your 12 certificates. And let me also share with you that Manahal Training Center has been very successful. Last year, around 3 times, we did 100% pass rate. One time 82% and another time 76. And these 2 times, there were students who fell ill, and that's why our hit ratio came down. But otherwise, the quality of education is so good that majority of the students pass very comfortably with merits and distinctions. So that's the kind of confidence we have in our coaching methodology. Who is NIBOSH? NIBOSH is the UK world's biggest health and safety organization, awarding organization offering various professional qualifications. Almost 87% of the health and safety jobs, they ask for NIBOSH qualification. So NIBOSH qualification is already a part of our program. It protects your workers and protects your profits, as we mentioned earlier. So what does this NIBOSH consist? How is this exam? A NIBOSH IGC is divided into 2 parts, IG1 and IG2. Earlier it was in 3 parts. It was more difficult. Now they made it more simpler, IG1 and IG2. Before it was 82 hours, now they made it 68 hours. Before they were having IGC1, IGC2, IGC3, 3 exams in which 2 were theory and 1 was practical. Now they have made only 1 theory and 1 practical. And even in the theory, they just give a scenario, and based on the scenario, they would want you to take the necessary actions. And questions will be asked, around 8 questions will be asked based on that scenario. And they will try to evaluate you by seeing how well you are able to provide them with the most closest answers. Its old examination pattern was for 2 hours. In 2 hours, you'll have to complete the exam. Now it is 24 hours. You can sit at home. It's called open book exam. So OBE is open book examination. What it allows you is, after you study and when you're writing the exam, you will go online, you can open the book, you can refer the internet, you can understand things, and within 24 hours, you'll have to complete the exam. So that's a golden opportunity to pass NIBOSH IGC. So IGC will help you to know the skills to manage health and safety at your workplace, how efficiently you can manage, how to identify common workplace hazards, and how do you measure as per international standards. It will also help you in risk assessment, develop a plan and a detailed action plan for your organization, manage and minimize workplace risk, and support and develop your company's health and safety culture. This is what it helps when you are a health and safety professional. It is combination of activities, learning, and interactive materials. It's not going to be boring, only theory. You will have activities, you will have group discussions, mock sessions, interactive sessions. It all forms part of our program. As I said, assessment is 2 types, open book, and practical risk assessment will be conducted after the exam. This is how it will help you on a long term in a career. Invaluable knowledge and skills, globally respected qualification, and it also supports your current role and your long-term career goals. I already have explained to you about open book examination. I'm not going to go in detail about it, but for those who want to see it, can see it here. It also helps you to get professional membership from the Chartered Association. IOSH, which is the Chartered Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, also offers these qualifications, which you can put it next to your name. And you can grow along in these qualifications by participating in CPDs. You will have 5 years to complete the exam. In case, if you're not able to clear, you will be referred, and you have 5 full years to complete the exams to still validate your certificate. These are the topics which covers on IGC: managing workplace health and safety, how systems work, understanding people and processes, and monitoring and measuring. These are the 4 topics for theory, and these are all for practical, different types of hazards, which will be practical. The distinction is 75 plus, credit is 65 to 74, pass rate is 45 to 64, below 45, which is 0 to 44, is referred. You'll have to do the exam again. We have other programs, which is for fire safety, manual handling, risk assessment. All of these programs are provided by Highfield. Highfield is also from UK, a reputed organization. They have various branches all over the world, specifically in UK, Middle East, and Southeast Asia. They have more than 2 million learners in the world, and they have 500 unique training products, 20,000 trainers. And that's why they are very famous, and they are also recognized by regulatory bodies, as we said, OFQUAL, NQA, DCAS, all of them have recognized them. These are the various companies which Highfield works with. Some of them are renowned internationally, like Mark and Spencer's, Shell, Nestle. I could see all of the British Airways, PepsiCo. They all know Highfield programs. So if you are qualified with these Highfield programs, they really value you. That's what we are trying to say. And some other organizations which approve Highfield programs like Bharat, British Petroleum, Emirates Airlines, Saudi Aramco, which is the biggest oil company. So you get a lot of opportunities in jobs. That's what we wanted to say. And these are some of their prominent qualifications, and this is how the certificate looks. And if you have any questions, you may ask us now. We can address it. Or if students have any questions, you can also write it to us, reach us at mtcbh.net, and we will certainly get back to you. So another question is, how much does it cost? How much does this 12 certificate cost? It costs around $6,000 US dollars, but we have made it a very special offer price for the students at your university. It will be available at $4,000. And we guarantee that with proper involvement from you, that you will be professionally qualified in these programs with all our assistance. So thank you again for giving us this opportunity. Sir, now I think the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for that very good presentation. I must say that having listened to you earlier before now, your current presentation is even more enlightening than the first one. So I want to thank you again for such a very detailed presentation. We don't have many students attending these sessions yet, but I've put down a few questions that I'm sure will be useful for most of our students. Like I mentioned earlier, your slides contain contact addresses that our students will have access to. And I'm sure that we are going to be inundated with a lot of emails, shortly after this, particularly when we send the video link to our students. Sorry, let me just, I want to request that OAU panelists that are joining us, please mute themselves if they are not speaking as they join. Thank you very much. So I'm going to start. Are you there? Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to start my series of questions from the last part of your presentation. You started talking about high field, and I was wondering, so I'm going to ask you about 5 questions. Please take it down so that you can just answer all the questions one after the other. I'm going to request that as you answer the questions, that you please mention again the question so that any of the attendees, the students, well, it's most of the people that are joining that are expected for this are graduates, some of our recent graduates from the university.
All right.
So they are not current students. And I'm happy that in your presentation, when you were talking about the qualification, you said that you will advise that it should be current university students or graduates. So that puts most of the students, that makes them qualified. So please take down just the questions, but when you are answering, please oblige us by repeating the question so that anybody that joins at that point understands what question that you are answering. So the first question I'm going to ask is that is high field the same as MTC? The organizations, briefly. Okay. The second question I want to ask is that we've been talking about workplace health practices. This training program is for an individual. If our university wants, do you have an equivalent to certify an organization to say, Obafemi Awolowo University is a certified safety working environment, like your ISO 20000? Is that something that an organization can work towards and get certification? Now, my third question on behalf of our students, our graduated students, is that I saw that in the list of the certifications, they were between 12 and 15, if I'm correct.
Yes.
So some of our students may be curious, saying that, can they pick and choose maybe out of the 12? I saw some had different hours, some 8 hours, some 4 hours, some 16 hours. I know that perhaps the whole bundle is what gives the final, maybe global certification. But is it possible to re-customize some of the package so that they can pick and choose? And some of the reasons why the students may be asking that question is to, first of all, we are happy that you are proposing a generous discount for OAU students from $6,000 to $4,000. But some of the students may also be curious to know that is it possible to re-customize that package such that we can be having a package that is in the neighborhood of about $2,000. So just talk about that as we go on. Let me just interrupt my question by welcoming one of our panelists. That is Mr. Olojude. He's known to you at Mtc BH. So Mr. Olojude, you're welcome.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So my next question is on behalf of the students also, is that after this examination, after this training and examination, will the certification expire? You know, is there a lifespan to the certification? If I complete the program January 2021, do I need to recertify within 1 year, 2 years, 6 months, 5 years, so that they can start planning towards that? The next question is that the certification and the program seems to be very UK focused. You know, does that mean that some other continents, like if I'm looking to be a health and safety professional in Asia or in North America or in South America, although I noticed that there's a slide where you talked about 87% of organizations or so are asking for this program. Maybe you just want to throw a little bit of light, you know, and to reassure the students, the graduates, that even though it's originated from UK, but it has a very high global appeal. I also want you to briefly talk about this career, health and safety. Is there like what's the recommended entry age? For example, most of our students that are recent graduates are in the neighborhood of about 20 years to about 30 years, you know, 20, 25. We have a few, very few, maybe about 5% that are in the upper bracket of 25 to 30. So in your opinion, for some few and some others also, maybe some may be in the age bracket of 30 to 35. So are there some success stories of some people that have entered this career, perhaps later, maybe after 30, after 35? What is your advice? You know, so I don't know how many questions I've reeled out so far, 5 or 6?
About 6.
Okay, 6 of them. Okay, so the last one will be, you are recommending that anybody that comes on board for this program should be willing to commit about 5 hours per day. Do you, from your past experience, that seems like a significant chunk? If it's okay if the person does not have any job for now, but what is your experience? Most of the people that engage on this program, are they currently in any job, or are they in transit between jobs? How easy has it been for them to commit to those 5 hours in a day? Thank you very much.
All right. I was able to hear all your questions very well, except the last one. I would request you to repeat it again so that I could give you a very clear answer.
Yeah, so the last question was that from your presentation, you have recommended that anybody that wants to come onto the program should be willing to commit 3 hours of classes and 2 hours of self-study per day.
Right.
So my question is that from your experience, you know, with students, the people that you have been training, some of our graduates are currently in some jobs right now. They may not be happy with the jobs. They are thinking of changing careers. But do you think it will be easy for them to commit that amount of time each day?
Okay.
What is your experience, you know, over the years? Have people been able to commit? I think that's important, just in case we have some students that are worried that 5 hours is a lot, will I be able to cope? But you can encourage them and say, look, that a lot of people have been in your shoes. Some have even held full-time jobs and been able to commit 5 hours in a day. So they want to know that it's possible to commit 5 hours in a day on this program. Thank you.
Thanks. So let me address the first question, which is Highfield same as MTC? Manahal Training Center, which is MTC, is based out of Bahrain, and we represent Highfield. Highfield is an awarding body who prepares the program who has the qualification for the instructors, and they develop things. And we, after several years of working with them, are approved as an accredited center for Highfield. Highfield doesn't deliver any program directly. They do it through accredited centers like us. So we take Highfield programs and we deliver, but we are into their process. The second question is, for the health practices, like you were asking whether there could be some kind of an ISO certification for your university. I guess you were talking about whether your university can be certified for programs or to maintain safe health practices. Is that correct?
Yes, so first of all, if our university can be certified as a safe environment, which will be good for our image, so that if people are coming to school here, they can be sure that the environment is a safe environment. Then, of course, the second one is what you just touched on slightly, and perhaps maybe we could look at that later, and that is the possibility for OAU to work with MTC to become like a training center. That way, I don't know whether there is a part of the training allows a hybrid, both face-to-face and online. Some of our students may want to do some of these programs while they are still undergraduates, and they may prefer direct contact with some instructors on ground. Is MTC open to maybe training some of the staff in OAU to become instructors like you, so that you can bring the training closer to the users, to the students?
Yes. Well, I will address this particular thing in two parts. The first part is, apart from the training, we also do consultancy. MTC, we are health and safety experts, and we provide consultancy for organizations. So the first and foremost, before any organization wants to have their capacity building of delivering courses in their premises, you have to be certified as a safe place to study, which means we have a work safety plan, and we also help organization how to prepare health and safety policy. And we also have a software so that you can monitor the students' health and safety performance over a period of time. Like you would have, especially since this COVID has really made a lot of companies suffer, it's more important that there is a good management system, a health and safety management system in your university, which is incorporated. Like we have hardware devices like automatic thermal scanners, where people can just, instead of using fingerprints or iris, they just show their face in front of the classroom so that their attendance is automatically captured. And secondly, their temperature is also monitored. When they show their face, the temperature is measured. And if somebody having higher temperature, it will immediately send an alert to the professor or to the health and safety department in your organization or administration. And they will know that this particular student number has high temperature. And the first thing what you need to do is isolate that student so that the infection doesn't spread to others. So we have a consultation package. We do consultancy for organization. We have devices like this thermal scanners, and we also have a software which will help you to maintain very good health and safety system for all the students. Students will feel more confident. And the end of it, we will also conduct an audit. And once when we conduct the audit, if everything goes well, we will get a certificate from Highfield, UK, saying that your place is safe place to work or safe place to study. And that's a certificate which Highfield will give. In order to do this consultancy, I will not discuss in this forum. I think that's to do with mostly with your administration. We can discuss that.
Correct. Yeah.
And also to give the privilege for the university where some of your professors can deliver some of these health and safety programs. I think as we enroll this program, we will be able to identify the needs and we will have to train them. We'll have to do a train the trainer program.
Correct.
Under these programs, and we will certainly get there in a span of 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
It has to be gradual. We'll have to put things in place and we'll have to train them. We'll have to show them. Initially, they may be shadow trainers and later on they can become individual trainers.
Okay.
So the third question you had asked, sir, was 12 to 15 programs, whether the students can customize
Correct.
some of these programs in order to make it much more less expensive, because it might not be a budget of $4,000 for everyone.
Yes.
I would say yes. From the job market perspective, from what we spoke to the industry, they were recommending these programs, and that's why we made it as a package. But however, if there are students who would like to fit their budget within $2,000, for example, yes, we can further customize it into only 2 or 3 programs, which are like key programs. But then the efforts required from the students will be a little more, because instead of doing level 1 awareness and then going to level 2 and level 3, maybe we will try to focus more on level 2 and level 3 select programs.
That's okay.
In that case, we would also guide the student. It's not that we expect the students to do it themselves. We will guide the students and we will make it special for them. Our ultimate aim is to see that they are successful.
Beautiful. And before you go on, I'm happy to hear your willingness to be flexible on that.
Yes.
You know, I understand, and I'm happy also to realize that in order to customize, what they may sacrifice will be the tutoring, but at the end of the day, they will still end up with the same certificate.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they will need to do a lot more work by themselves, to which normally they would have been passed through if they had paid the full amount.
That's right.
Okay, that's good. Please, the next question.
I will reiterate this particular information that we can do a package at $2,000 by having a level 3 and level 2 NIBOSH program, for example.
Okay.
We can also add 1 or 2 more programs, which will be like 4 to 5 certificates. And these 5 certificates are really the flagship certificates in the industry.
Okay.
By passing these certificates, certainly the students can be rest assured they can still get a job. But if they have 12 certificates, they are multi-skilled. They will certainly be preferred. Any organization which sees these 12 certificates will feel that the student he has an overall view about these positions.
Correct.
Where these 4 to 5 certificates will be very focused to one particular role.
All right.
Either way, we can recommend them.
All right.
And then the next question was the expiry of the certificate.
Yes.
Except for first aid. First aid is a critical activity which is related to life-saving practices.
Yeah.
Where if somebody falls sick, somebody has a heart attack, or somebody has a choking, they have to do certain medical procedures in order to save the person's life till of time the ambulance arrives. So first aid is something which has a validity of 3 years for the high field certificate, and every 3 years they have to renew it because they have to practice this. They cannot forget it. And rest of all the certificates, they are valid for lifetime. They don't have to do any renewals.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Your next question was related to the certificates being UK focused.
Yes.
Will this also help them to get jobs in US and in Asia, for example?
Yes.
Yes. UK has been a center of education hub, I would say, for most of the courses, and you have very big universities, very old universities there. But when it comes to health and safety, I think health and safety is a generic subject. It's going to be the same all over the world. Whether it is health and safety in Asia or health and safety in US, the subjects are to prepare the people for welfare of the workers, welfare of the employees. So this is very common in all parts of the world. And today in Bahrain, we are delivering these courses very well accepted. In India, these courses very well accepted. In Philippines, these courses are very well accepted. So globally, even in the US, when you say NIBOSH certified, they exactly know how well you are prepared. It's basically the subjects which prepares you, and the courses are recognized all over the world. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, yes, that's okay.
And then the entry age and age limit. In most of these courses, the entry age, as I said, that you should be secondary school pass out with good command in English. The entry age, recommended entry age is about 16 years, would be good for all these courses. And there is no age limit. There are people whom I know, even at 50 years plus, they have become health and safety officers. They have changed their professions.
Okay.
He would want to be, maybe there was a computer programmer and he wanted to go on field and work. He wants to explore. So he changed his profession to health and safety. He did some of these courses and he joined. And the last one is, how easy was it from our experience that the students could spend 5 hours, which is 3 hours guided learning and 2 hours self-study, if they are in jobs or if they are busy studying other programs? I would say that the 3 hours guided learning is not going to be like theory programs. It will have real-time scenarios, there will be videos, there will be assignments. It is basically, it encourages the students to participate in this kind of education, because these are mostly job-oriented education. It's not
Okay.
theory in books. You have to really make them understand the practical part of it. And that can be explained well through videos, through presentations, through activities by the group. So that makes it very interesting. And 2 hours, what we are talking about, it could be not even every day. They can keep it for the weekend, spend 4 to 5 hours together, just brush up, so that they are very well aware of whatever they have studied. Just refreshing is what we are talking about. It's
Okay.
not going to be like 3 hours of study and 2 hours of other assignments which they may have to do it going to the internet and collect. No, that's not it. What
Okay.
2 hours is a refreshing for the course, whatever they've studied in the class. You just brush up, so
Okay.
that when you are coming, maybe you are more prepared with any kind of clarifications. But it is not mandatory. 3 hours of classes. There are people who have studied with us. They have worked from morning 6 o'clock to evening 4 o'clock. And after that, they have driven from their factory to the office.
Okay.
And started their class at 5:30 and they finished at 8:30, and they have been successful.
Okay.
Most of them were employed, and a lot of them were students who were doing day college, and in the evening they were studying this.
Okay.
So today, all of them have got jobs, and getting jobs after doing these courses was very easy.
Okay.
Probably within a month, I think they were placed in good companies. So that is the kind of, I would want the students also to do their homework by going into Google and trying to see what are the opportunities available for health and safety professionals.
Okay.
they will get this information, first-hand information from the internet.
Thank you very, very much.
Welcome, sir.
I think that's the last of my questions. I'm going to ask the other panelists if they have any question. And if you are a student or an attendee and you have a question, can you raise your hand electronically so that we ask you to, so that we can allow you to speak and ask questions, or you can send your questions by chat. Mr. Olodide, are you there? Do you have one or two things to say? Mr. Ogunwajo, so let me properly introduce Mr. Olodide again. He was here briefly. Right. He's a senior personnel at the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, at the Registrar's Office. He's representing the registrar at this event, as Mr. Olodide. We also have, as a panelist here, Mr. Ogunwajo, who is the University Alumni Relations Officer. So he keeps in touch with all our graduates who have graduated over the years, and he is the person that interfaces with them. Myself, my name is Engineer Adewara, the Director of ICT, Obafemi Awolowo University, Director of Inteku, which is our ICT unit in Obafemi Awolowo University. I will, if there are no questions from our end, I'm going to hand over back to MTC for their last comments or questions. And again, I'm going to remind all the students that are here currently, all the participants that are here, and those that will be watching offline later, that this recording will be sent to the over 9,000 students that have graduated in the last 2 years from Obafemi Awolowo University. The details, the email addresses of MTC will also be included in the emails that will be sent to you with this link. So you can contact MTC directly, by sending them an email and asking for further information. Information about pricing, the curriculum, the syllabus will be available also via their website. What's your website again?
It's mtcbh.net.
Okay, perhaps you can type something and put it on a slide so that when they watch this.
In our initial video presentation.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. All right. So, so your closing remarks.
Yes, I really want to thank everybody at your university and all the panelists who are available here for giving us this opportunity to address our program for the students of your esteemed institution. And we look forward for a long-term relationship. That's what we are looking forward with your university. Yeah. I think success brings success. So maybe the first batch of students who are going to join, if we make them successful, that information is going to bring more success to other students. So we will be able to extend our relationship in the years.
Correct.
And I really thank again the students who are watching this. Take this as a note that how IT was very prominent in 1990s to 2000, health and safety is going to be really catching up in the next 10 years.
Okay.
Health and safety will become an integral part of all the organizations and all the departments. Those with these qualifications will certainly be preferred by the companies. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And once again, on behalf of my university, I want to thank MTC, you and your team, for painstakingly taking time to put this event together and following it up until to this point. I look forward to a fruitful partnership with you and your team, your organization. And I believe that in the next, we should review status in the next maybe 1 or 2 weeks so that we'll follow up on the progress that we've made so far.
So would you be having other sessions, or you will, since you will be forwarding this message to all the students?
Yes.
Yes. Should we have another event today or tomorrow, or you can?
I suggest, yes, thank you. So when we sent this event, the invites, the registration for this event via Zoom, we asked students to register to check their availability for either today or tomorrow.
Right.
Okay, immediately after this, I'm going to send you the details of registration. Give you an idea of how many people indicated for today and how many for tomorrow. For today, we will not have any other session, but in the next 1 hour, I will be able to send you, if some people, so we have their email, their phone numbers.
Right.
We're going to call them to find out how many people are willing to join us for tomorrow. Give us 1 hour after this, and we'll get back to you.
Especially now that the recording is available.
Yes.
They can go through it at their own leisure time.
Exactly. So, but just in case there are some of them that may want to ask some questions that we've not had, we could also ask them to watch the video and send their questions to you. Okay. So I think we should agree that we won't have any other event today or tomorrow. Right. We will circulate this video to them, and we'll wait to see the feedback that we get based on that.
And if required, we can have another session.
Exactly. And so if people watch it and they say, wow, and we have maybe 1,000 people that said, look, let's bring MTC back, that we want to interact with them, then we will definitely have this again.
Right. Thank you. And I wish everybody to have a safe and healthy lifestyle. We'll all have to take care of this COVID situation.
Correct.
Stay safe, stay healthy. And that's...
Thank you very much. And we wish you the same also. Stay safe.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you.